Hey friends, it's Mrs. Walker. For our lesson today, we're going to talk about how we can create arrays using our square tiles. So our learning goal for today says I can use square tiles to compose a rectangle and relate it to the array model. So the materials that you'll need for this lesson are your dry erase board. You'll need 25 square tiles, which look like these guys. If you don't have it, you'll just have to draw a picture. Okay? All right, so first we're going to start off with, say, place 10 tiles into 2 equal groups. Okay, so here's our 10 tiles. Take 10 of them and place them into 2 equal groups. We're not putting them in rows and columns, just groups for right now. So pause the video, put your 10 tiles into 2 equal groups, and then click play when you're ready for the next step. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. All right, so here are my 2 equal groups. I have 5 in each one. So we're going to organize our tiles into 2 equal rows, but don't leave any spaces between the rows. So pause the video, take those 10 tiles, put them into 2 equal rows, and then click play when you're ready for the next step. All right, friends. For me, I like to start off with saying these are my 2 rows. And then I'm just going to put 1 in each row at a time until I get to 10. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to make sure I don't forget anything. Okay, so how many rows did you make? 2 rows. How many tiles in each row? 5 tiles. Write a repeated addition equation that can be used to find the total for 2 rows of 5. So pause the video, write your repeated addition equation, and then click play when you're ready to go over it together. All right, friends, here is what I have. 5 plus 5 equals 10. Okay, we're talking about 2 rows, so there should be 2 add-ins for this. This is why this is the correct one to match the description of 2 rows of 5. All right, so what do you notice about the shape of this array? Well, it kind of has corners like an L, right? The top and the bottom sides are the same length. And it's a rectangle. Using the same tiles, make 2 columns of 5, but don't leave any spaces between the tiles. So pause the video. Use our same ones, 2 columns of 5, and then click play when you're ready for the next step. All right, so here is my 2 columns of 5. Write a repeated addition equation that can be used to find the total for 2 columns of 5. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. 5 plus 5 equals 10. All right, so are the equations and totals for both arrays, are they equal? Yes. How do you know they're the same? Well, we know that it was the same rectangle, right? We just turned it on its side to be able to start that. It uses the same number of tiles. And then it doesn't matter whether you have 2 columns of 5 or 2 rows of 5 because you have 2 groups of 5. And it's a rectangle. All right, so is this shape also a rectangle? Oop, I kind of gave that one away, didn't I? Yeah, they're both rectangles. All right, so we're going to organize 12 tiles now into 3 equal rows, but don't leave any spaces between those rows. Pause the video, take your 12 tiles, 3 equal rows. Remember, rows go side to side, and then click play when you're ready for the next step. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. Here's my array that I drew, right? We have 3 equal rows. How many rows did you make? 3. How many tiles are in each row? 4 tiles. Write a repeated addition equation that can be used to find the total for 3 rows of 4. So pause your video, write your repeated addition equation, and then click play when you're ready to go over it together. All right, friends. So we have 4 plus 4 plus 4 because there's 3 rows. So that's why you have 3 add-ins, and there's 4 in each row. Using the same tiles, make 4 columns of 3. Don't leave any spaces between the tiles. So pause the video, do that, and then click play when you're ready for the next step. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. Oh, here's my new one. So write a repeated addition equation that can be used to find the total for 3 columns of 4. All right, pause if you need more time. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 12 because there's 3 columns, so 3 add-ins, and 4 in each one. All right, so let's look at the array we just made. How can we change this rectangle from 3 columns of 4 to have the same number of rows and columns? What do you think? Well, we could change it to 3 groups of 3, right? We could add another column to make it 4 groups of 4, or we could take away one of the rows. All right, so let's say we took away a column. What do you notice about the shape of this array? Well, we know that it's a square. The columns and rows are equal, and there's 3 rows and 3 columns. Okay, so now we're going to use all 25 tiles to create an array with equal rows and columns. So pause the video, take all 25 of your tiles, and create an array that has equal rows and columns. And then click play when you're ready for the next step. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. So we can make a row of 5 and count by 5s to 25. So here's my 5. And then I can just duplicate that row again. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. What does your array look like? How would you describe it? Well, we could say it's 5 rows of 5. You could say it's 5 columns and 5 rows. Or you could say it's a square, right? All of those things describe our array. All right, so now you're going to keep 16 tiles out and put the rest away. Create an array with equal rows and columns. So pause the video, take your 16 tiles, and create an array with equal rows and columns. And then click play when you're ready for the next step. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. Otherwise, here's my array. What strategies did you use to figure out how many rows and how many columns? How did you figure it out? Like you had 16. How did you know where to start? Well, I don't know about you guys, but I could say that maybe I started counting by groups of 2. So I could start with like 2, 4. But then I realized that I made groups of 4. If I made groups of 4, then I would have 4 groups. Okay. We know that 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 16. So I made 2 rows of 8, but then I saw that they don't have the same number of rows and columns, so I couldn't do that. So again, I stuck to, I'm going to start with maybe 4 in each row and see how that goes. All right, so what did we learn about making an array with equal rows and columns? Well, we know that if you have 4 rows, then there has to be 4 in each row, right? That's just one specific example with our 16 tiles. You need the same number of tiles in the rows as in the columns, right? Because they have to be equal. And then it's a special rectangle, a square. All right, so could we make a square array with 10 tiles? Pause the video, grab 10 tiles, and see if you can make a square array. Remember, a square has to have the same number of rows and columns. See if you can do that with 10 tiles and then click play when you're ready to share. All right, friends. So you can't do it, right? Because 10 tiles can only be made with 2 rows of 5 or run 1 row of 10. They're not going to be equal. So only certain numbers can make equal rows and columns. So just always be keeping that in the back of your mind. All right, so bravo. You guys did an awesome job using square tiles to compose rectangles and relating it to the array model. So please head back on over to the module to see what you need to complete for your independent practice. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye, friends.